What's up, guys? Vaping Gamer here. Alright, today we're going to be looking at and reviewing the Eleaf IStick 100W. Bam, this guy right here. So stick around, we'll get into it. I'll tell you what I think and all that good stuff. So stay tuned. Alright guys, welcome back. Alright, let's get into it. The Eleaf IStick 100. Alright, now this is the first iStick to have removable batteries that came out. They do have the iStick, you know, the 10 watt, the 20 watt, the 30 watt, the 50 watt, the 40 watt temperature control mod, now then the 100 watt, and now the 60 watt temperature control mod. So they have a slew of these things. But this was the first one to actually have external batteries. They did not have the internal LiPos. There was a whole problem with the 50 watts that had the overcharge protection just go bad, and then people would leave them plugged in charging and they would fry. Auto firing problems, wattage adjustment problems all by themselves, you know, the firing pin, just all kinds of problems that the 50 watt iStick had that I think that they kind of fixed with the 100 watt iStick. So let's go over the features. The mod ranges from 2 to 10 volts, and it goes, I believe, in 1 volt increments, and then it'll go from, I think, 6 volts, I want to say, no, 5 watts. 5 watts to 100 watts. So it's got a broad range, you know, 5 watts to 100 watts. The mod itself, let's go ahead and take this RDA off real quick. Not break it because of course I always drop shit. And again, and again, and again, and again, and I'm always dropping shit. Alright, so let's get a look at this baby. So there's your top, nice big surface area, nice firing pin. It's got your venting slots here, and then here's the side. Let's get your battery vents up here. Here's the back there. There's where you pull to open the battery door, and here's the front. The buttons are clicky, which I don't like, but that's probably one of the only features I don't like is the clicky buttons. The screen, I like the fire button, even though it's cheap plastic. I like how big it is. I like the feel of it. It's almost flush with the mod, almost. Not quite, but almost. But I just like it. I don't know why. I just like the fire button on this one. And the plus and minus, maybe it's just that it blings and it's silver. Anyway, so there's your screen. Turn it off, turn it on 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And while it's off, I'll show you how to flip the screen. You hold the plus and minus while the battery's off to flip the screen around. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to come back on. Alright, batteries. Go ahead and show you this. Alright, it does have the pulley. Let's take these batteries out. Alright, it's held on by these magnets up here and these magnets down here. Alright, and it is a parallel box, as you can see. Now how this pulley works, it kind of took me a minute to figure it out because it sits in the middle of the battery section here. You can see that. It's right in the middle. So how would you? So anyway, you take it, you pull it to one side, and put one of your batteries in. Make sure I get the plus minus right here. Get that damn thing in there. Alright. And then take it, wrap it over this battery, and pull it to this side. And pop that guy in. So you can use the pulley to pull them both out safely. And the back of the door's got magnets on the top and the bottom, so it slides right back on. You just kind of put it in there at an angle, and it closes nicely. The door sits nice and flush. You can't even really tell that it pops off until you hit that back part where that that little lip is that you can lift. So it is very nice, very smooth, very flush. The design is great. It is nice and rounded. It's not boxy, sharp edges. You know, it is nice and rounded, and it does have a good feel to it. Very nice in the hand. And then the charge port is on the bottom. Alright. that. So I'm going to be vaping with my Stro Mini. And I've got 22 gauge, I believe, Canthal. Or, no, this might be 24 gauge Nichrome. So the 24 gauge Nichrome, and I think I got 10 wraps on each side. So I like the deck on this. But anyway, we'll get into that when I review it. But that's what I'm going to be vaping with. Alright, so to lock this thing, you're going to throw it in your pocket. I'll go ahead and flip the screen around to my preferred side here. Okay, so to lock the screen, just hold it while it's on, hold the plus and minus button at the same time, and it'll lock so this thing doesn't fire in your pocket. So, oh, never mind, that locks just the wattage. So this will fire if it's locked, but it will not adjust the watts or the volts. So it does still fire in your pocket, so you want to click it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to turn it off so it does not fire in your pocket. Alright. And to switch from wattage to voltage mode, push the 3 times and it'll switch. So that's pretty much all the features this thing's got. Let's go ahead and get this thing cracking up a little bit. Get it set to about 65 watts, and I'll show you what this thing can do. Now this thing reads resistances. Let's see here. I'm not quite sure what it reads down to, but it does have a. It's got the 10-second cutoff. Let's see what the resistances are. It doesn't say here on the booklet, so I'm guessing this is going to read resistances down to 0.1. Most of the regulated mods now on the market are 0.1, but don't quote me on that because I'm not quite sure. Off the top of my head, I'd have to look it up, but I'm pretty sure it's 0.1. So this will read down to 0.1, so we're going to go ahead and vape some Rocket Man from One Hit Wonder. I'm going to go ahead and drip some of this on here, and we're going to get it chucking here. And I'll show you what this IStick 100 can do. Now this thing is cool because it's so broad for the price. I mean, I got this thing online for like 45 bucks. Now that's one of the cheapest 100-watt mods you're gonna come across on the market today. Most of them at minimum are going to be $80 to $100, and that's just because you're getting such high wattage. And then this does have the onboard charger, so you can charge your batteries right here. I do recommend taking them out and using an external charger, but if it's your last resort, you know, it does not come with a charge cable. It might, I might have taken it out, but I'm pretty sure it did not come with the charge cable. So it just came with the mod. For $45, you really can't complain that it's just coming with the mod, because you can buy 2 batteries, an external charger, and a cable for, you know, the same price as you would get just the $80 to $100 100-watt mod without any of that stuff. So you can buy all the stuff you need and this mod and maybe even a cheap tank for about the same price as you're going to get one of the really expensive mods. And it does have the onboard charge, which most of the others don't. So I'm going to show you what this thing can do. I got it at 65 watts with the Stro RDA. It's reading at a 0.34. So let's show you what this thing can do. For an iStick, that's badass, because these things were meant for small tanks and small sub-ohm tanks, you know. Back when the 10s, 20s, and 30s came out, they were meant for just the small sub-ohm tanks and the little tanks, the little guys. This works for RDAs of, you know, with low builds down to 0.1 or maybe 0.15 and up. So this thing will do it for you. If you're looking for a one-stop mod to start out with and to go all the way up until, you know, you're getting into the crazy builds, this will do it for you. I have not had any issues with this so far. I've been using it for quite a while, about a month now. No issues, no problems. It's a good, solid mod. It's well built. You know, it's not, you know, flimsy plastic like those 50-watt iSticks or wood or whatever the hell it's made out of. This is made out of like aluminum or steel. I think it's aluminum. But it's solid, it's sturdy, and it'll, you know, it'll do the job just as good as any other 100-watt mod. As you can see, it's got power to chuck those clouds, and that's only at 65 watts. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to pop out the Atlantis 2 that's got one of the 0.3 coils in it. And this thing vapes, I believe, like 70 to 80 watts. That's the range on these. So I'm going to pop this up and I'm going to show you what this iStick can do. Alright. So it's reading this coil at a 0.31. So let's go ahead and pop this up to 70 watts. I'm going to show you what this thing can do on a tank. It's the Atlantis 2. Damn. I'm taping the same stuff in here. The Rocket Man. I love this juice. I bought a whole 180 mils of it and it's half gone. And I got it like 2 weeks ago. It's so good. Man, I'm going to one hand wonder you got some shit here, man. I'm going to get some of your other flavors because I really like that stuff. It's a blueberry parfait with a granola topping. Oh, it's so good. I definitely recommend it. Definitely. I'm going to review that shit, definitely. But anyway, let's get back to the iStick. Solid mod, definitely worth the money, and I've had no, I did have one where I put a brand new coil in on this mod in my Triton, I believe, and I was vaping it for a couple hours and it was fine, and then I picked it up and took a hit off of it and I got a nasty burnt hit. Now I don't know if that was just a bad coil or my mistake, somehow I put it in my pocket and it fired, or what have you, or if it auto-fired. I can't say that it auto-fired because it hasn't happened since, and it could have been my error. So other than that, I'm still looking for another auto-fire error, which I have not yet come across with this mod. So I think that was just my mistake. But if it does happen again, I'll let you guys know. But so far, this thing has been awesome. It charges my batteries well. I've left it charging overnight and had no issues. I wouldn't recommend doing that, but I always do it just to test the mod to see if it's possible or capable of doing it. I'm a pawn for you guys. I buy this shit and possibly burn down my house or fuck up my mod just to see if it'll happen for you guys. Anyway, so this thing definitely worth it. I'm going to kick it up to 80 watts. So this thing's 100 watts, so we're getting to the higher end of what this thing can do. So 80 watts on the iStick, the Atlantis 2. And as you can see, it gets the job done. This does not get hot at all. I've never had an issue with it getting too hot. The batteries aren't even hot, so the venting is working well. Very good solid mod. For the price, I definitely recommend it. Even if you only get a few months use out of it, it is worth that 45 bucks. So, Eleaf, even though I'm not a fan of the iSticks, and I finally broke down and got one of them, I got the one that had the external batteries. That was the only reason I was going to get it. So I think they got a winner. They finally got a little bit smarter. What I would like to see is a better chip in here. I'd like to see something like a Yeehee, a DNA 40 maybe, or they got the DNA 200 coming out. I'd like to see the iSticks or the Eleaf, step it up a little bit, because they do use cheap products to make their mods, and it's caused a lot of issues in the past with their old mods. But I gotta say, they finally got smart with this one, and it's a winner for me. So I definitely will recommend the iStick 100. It is definitely worth the 45 bucks you're going to pay to get it. I'll go ahead and throw a link down here where you can learn more about it on their website, and I'll throw a link to where you can pick one up at a relatively good price. Like and subscribe to the video. More reviews to come, guys. Check me out on Facebook. There's a link down here for that as well. And go ahead and follow me on Instagram. I'll follow you back for sure. I always do. For me, the iStick is a winner, so you should check it out, guys. Alright, I'll give you one more for the road on this iStick. And for shits and giggles, because it's only at 4.9 volts, I'm going to go ahead and take it up to the max and take a quick draw. We're going to do 100 watts. I'll show you what this guy can do. 100 watts, iStick 100. So it gets the job done, guys. Alright, take it easy. I guess I'll give you one more for the road because I'm enjoying this Rocket Man so much. definitely recommend checking that out too. So look for the review for that coming in. One more for the road on the iStick, 100 watts. We'll max it out before we hit the road. Alright guys, take it easy.